Hi guys, I'm back in the car. It has been a couple months since I've been in here, and I know I was going to say, like, I don't know why I stopped, but I do know why I stopped, because I was going on another journey and there was something else I was called to do, and it was like those empowerment messages and things like that. And I love being in here. I love the lighting in here. I felt like the lighting in my room is like dark and blah, which I love because I love being cozy in my room, but I feel like for posting's sake, I am coming back to be in the car because I love it out here. It's nice and bright and fun and cool. And, you know, more updates, what I've been thinking and what I've been going through. I love doing the empowerment messages, and I know they've been like helpful, you know, to some, and I will be doing them not in video format, but more in post format, like actually taking a picture of the card, you know, writing the actual things that I would say in a video, for, you know, empowerment every single day. So those will be in post format on YouTube, you know, like the posting forum, and then also probably do it on Threads and maybe Instagram. And I also have a Twitter, I believe, so I can do all three of those as well. So I think that will be fun because I don't want to stop doing that. They also helped me. They helped me along this journey, and they do help me like throughout the day, just, you know, literally just a word of empowerment, a message to get through the day, and to know like that we are strong enough to do that with just a little, you know, a little bit of help. And yeah, when I was going through those, I really wanted to do them. And while I was doing them, while I was doing these empowerment messages, I think I said it in one of the earlier videos in October, but that it really showed me how to get back to my authenticity messages, and how to be like reflecting and sharing my experiences. And, you know, I've been working more on that, and also being in the car, I will be getting back to like my journal entry messages and just the things that I've been experiencing, because I feel like, and I've said this before, it's okay to pivot. It is okay to do things in a different way, to take a little bit of a detour, to learn something else that is going to bring you closer to your purpose. And which is what like I felt like the empowerment cards were for me, because they brought me deeper into like reflecting and what I should be doing. I feel like sometimes when we like stray a little bit, it just shows us more, you know, it's more of a confirmation of what we are doing and, you know, what our purpose is. So in the car, while I'm in the car, I will be sharing my reflections again, and, you know, just getting back to sharing my experiences and how I've gotten through things, because I don't really think I've scratched the surface. Like, I talk about a lot of it, but it's like literally day in and day out, and it takes a lot of strength. It has taken me so much mental strength over decades to be doing this and to be creating that sense of peace within myself, to the point where like the words, the expressions, the passive aggressiveness from others about the decisions that I make don't bother me anymore. Well, you know, it frustrates me, so I'm not going to say it doesn't bother me, but it doesn't deter me from my path anymore. And I know that there are people out there going through a similar thing, where even your family members, I've talked about like my parents, like teachers, friends, you know, other family members telling me that I should be doing something, and that who will love me and care for me, to the point, you know, only when I'm doing what is happy for them and what is making sense to them. And, you know, the second that I stray from that and I start making decisions that make sense to me and, you know, might make sense to only me, that is when, you know, the passive aggressive behavior comes out, and when, you know, the name calling comes out, and all of that stuff. And that is something that I have had to deal with, again, my entire life. And when I was younger, I didn't understand it. And, you know, I was like, okay, like, these are the adults in my life. They're supposed to be helping me, so why not listen to them? But I've realized over the years, and like I wasn't trying to get emotional, but now I can feel it. But like over the years, realizing that like I knew all along like what I wanted to do and who I wanted to be, which is so powerful, because like I've talked about this before, but like we have all of that knowing within us. And, you know, all we need to do is rely on ourselves, to rely on our intuition. And I think what brought all of this on today, I was having a phone call with my dad, and he is putting in new doors in his house, and he wanted me to pick out the color. And what we were doing the other day, I was just showing him pictures on Google. I was like, okay, like, what is your idea? Because what he was saying was not translating to me. So I wanted him to just look at pictures so it could, you know, be easier for me to understand, be easier for like the carpenter to understand what, you know, what my dad is looking for. And those pictures turned into, I don't know how, but it turned into what I wanted for the house. And he kept saying, well, is this the door you want? Is this the door you want? Even though I do not live there and do not intend to live there, but he has gotten it in his head that when he passes, he wants to make sure that it is how my brother and I want it. Even though after he passes, we can do what we want. But right now he is still alive and living in that house and should be making this decision for himself. So he was very caught up today that I should be making this decision. And when I said no, we fought, and I was just repeating over and over again that this is not my decision to make. This is his door that he is going to be living with, and it is literally just his decision to make. If I want to paint it, if I want to change it when he passes, whenever that is, because he's been saying that for the past 10 years, and he's still here, that I can do what I want. So today was just dealing with not being listened to, being talked over, my words being misinterpreted, even though, I'm being as clear as I can, but at some point I cannot heal this person into doing something that they don't want to do. If they don't feel like there's any problem with how they are acting, that is not my job to fix. And that is not my job, to help and to put myself on the line for doing that, because we can be as clear as we can, but if people want to misinterpret us, that is up to them. Like, we got to put our hands up and just say, like, okay, like, I'm done with this. Like, I've said what I've said my piece, and I've said my feelings. You can do what you want in this situation. And that was what I had to do today. So I feel like all of this reflecting, I wrote for 3 pages today. I was so fed up. But that just drew me closer into knowing that I should be sharing this. Because again, I cannot be the only one. Like, my brother's dealt with it. People around me have dealt with it in like different ways, like my siblings and I do with our parents. And just knowing that, like, learning to be authentic and learning to be yourself is knowing what you don't want to put up with. And that is how I've gotten through this, is knowing that I want to say no to this thing, I want to say yes to this thing, and in turn, like, if I don't like something over here, that probably means I'm gonna like the opposite. So that is how I've gone through a lot of my life, and it's been difficult. So I'm trying to make that a little bit easier for people. Even though we all go through our experiences, whatever I can do to help, that is what I want to do, and I feel like that is what I should be doing. So I will be getting more into, again, my reflections and the things I've learned through them. I will be posting Monday, Wednesday, Friday as videos, long form videos and shorts throughout the week, for little clips of those, because I did like doing those, and they were fun. Sometimes we just want a little snippet of something. So I will be also doing shorts, getting back to, posting in different formats and across my different profiles on Instagram and Threads and Twitter. So all of those links are down in the description, my other pages, if you want to follow them. So you can just see the different formats if you don't want to watch a long form video. But if you've watched a long form video, you've watched these 8 minutes, great for you. Thank you so much. But I will be, back on Monday with some new videos. I will be recording and doing stuff this weekend, but I hope you're doing well, and know that we're back. We're back in the car, and I'm so excited for it. So stick around. I hope I will see you next time. Bye for now.